Well, I'm on the phone with Ellsworth head coach Duane Crawford. We're taping this on Thursday, as we do every week during football season for the Ellsworth Football Coaches Show. And, Coach, Friday night, the last night for a bunch of your seniors, and if you would, kind of tell us a little bit about them as they play their final game on Tug White Memorial Field. That's kind of cool to be able to say that, too.
I know it is. It's great. It has a good ring to it. I like it, definitely. It's nice to be able to put that out there. Yeah, we have 7 seniors, Chris, and not all of them have been able to contribute as much as I would have liked to have them do this year, but we'll start with Chris Fickett, who is one of our defensive backs and wing backs, and he's been with us all year and actually came to us last year from John Babs. But he's been an integral part of the team, both offensively and defensively, and actually kudos to him for stepping in last Friday night when our starting quarterback, Connor, went out, and he stepped in with very few reps during practice that week and was able to run the offense for us. So he's been really versatile, and he's our backup quarterback, and he does it well. With it's like any other football team. Your second and third quarterbacks don't get a whole lot of snaps. So they kind of have to pay attention during practice to know what they're doing. So, and he's done a wonderful job all year long with that. And then the next one, Amber DeJulio, and she's been with us for 4 years, and she has not played at all this year. She missed a lot of time during the preseason, and then she's at every game with us and helps out with filming or water or whatever we need. So she's been kind of like a team manager almost all year long. But she did play last year in JV games for us, and like I said, has been here with us for 4 years and has worked hard at it. And Jacob Shorey, who was our lone Sumner representative.
Which is going to be really hard. I mean, you're the only one from Sumner. You're making the trip from Sullivan every day. I mean, shout out to him.
Yeah, definitely. And Jacob's been with the program since it started. And his dad coached him all the way up through with him, and he's one of my assistant coaches, Bubba Shorey. But Jacob's done a great job. He was Player of the Week for his efforts in the Washington Academy game with his 4 touchdown performance, and I mean, he's just been the rock out there. He's carried the ball for us the majority of our plays, and with our offense, the fullback is the featured player, and he's definitely been featured, and he's getting the ball 25, 30 times a game on a good day, and he's big and he's strong and he's able to power through, and even when teams know he's coming, he's able to get positive yardage for us on most carries. So he also plays linebacker. He's done a wonderful job and has been a huge contributor on both sides of the ball this year. Then Declan White, who is Tug's grandson. Yeah. Has been with us all 4 years as well, and has really come to the front this year. I mean, he's had a kickoff return for a touchdown against Stearns, which was actually the score that ended up beating them, or the final score that ended up beating them. So he's had huge games defensively. He actually has been our leading tackler in a couple of games, and last week he was just 1 tackle shy of being the leading tackler with Andrew Brown. So he's been there and has been huge for us. He plays wing back and linebacker as well, and he hits hard. He's quick. He's been a huge contributor and definitely made a difference on both sides of the ball. And Scotty Furley, Scotty's been with us for all 4 years and played down in the lower grades as well, and we had a lot of fun with Scotty during practice. And unfortunately, he hasn't been able to contribute the last 4 games. But he was there at the beginning of the year and helped out, and he's still practicing with us and helping out that way. But he's been a big contributor, and we definitely missed him these last 4 games, but he's been a lot of fun to have around, and we're going to miss him next year as well. And Ethan Hodgkins, one of our bigger guys on the team, plays defensive tackle. Plays a little bit of offensive tackle, but mostly on the defensive side of the ball. He's just been a huge run stopper in the middle. He gets after it and does a great job. And, those guys that are in the trenches down there in the middle, especially on the defensive side, on the offensive side as well, but especially on the defense, because, they really don't get noticed as much as they should, because they're taking on all the stuff, so the linebackers don't get hit and can come in and make the tackles, and so they don't get a lot of glory, but they definitely work hard every game, and Ethan's no exception. He's there plugging up the holes and doing a good job for us, and hopefully we'll be able to play him a little bit more on Friday night on both sides of the ball. I think he'll play some offensive tackle for us as well, so I'm looking forward to see what he can do on that side of the ball. And then Keith Jordan, one of our senior captains, along with Chris Fickett. Keith has been amazing. He's a great kid. He's an Eagle Scout. He's always involved in something. He's been great on both sides of the ball, our starting center. He defensive tackle as well. I don't think he's missed a practice ever that I can remember. Just always there and a rock, and definitely a great leader and someone the kids can follow and listen to. So those are our seniors that we're definitely going to miss, and it's always it's always a sad moment on senior night, because you've worked with most of these kids for 4 years, and you've had them come up through, and you don't think it's going to be over as quickly as it is, and to have them play their last game, and some of them will be their last football game ever. It's definitely a melancholy event.
Yeah.
So we
have
them go, but.
You know that from your son having played. I mean, down on MDI. I mean, it's joyful and sad at the same time, because and it's tough for the parents as well.
It is. I mean, they've all invested a lot in this program, and have come up through and seen it start, and these seniors especially have seen it start, and have had a chance to experience success last year, and then the 2 games that we won this year, and hopefully a third one Friday night. And so they've had a chance to see the other side after struggling for 3 years, and see that all their hard work has paid off. And so they've been pioneers along with the seniors before them, but they've worked through it and stuck with it when a lot of people wouldn't have. And it's been a real pleasure to coach them.
All right, so let's talk about practices this week. The game Friday night is probably going to be played in a deluge, from the way that the weather forecast is talking. We know the field's going to be wet. What have you worked on, and how do you beat Bucksport?
Well, we've had a good week of practice, and it's. I think I mentioned this last week to you that the kids have done a good job, and everything is more or less second nature at this point. We've done everything we're going to do. And they know what they're doing out there, and practices go pretty quickly, and they're pretty crisp. And, at this point, we're not doing any hitting at this part of the season. They know what they need to do, and they've been through all of the technique stuff, so they know how to hit. And we definitely don't want to get them banged up before their last game. So it's been a lot of X's and O's. Offensively, we run everything against bags, and they've done a great job. They've got it pretty much figured out by this point. So it's fun to get out there and get after it. And there's a little bit of coaching involved, but mostly it's just repetition, making sure that they know where they're supposed to go and reinforcing everything. And so it's been a good week of practice. And the formula for this week is going to be the same formula we had for Stearns. We need to have ball control. We need to keep the ball out of Bucksport's hands. So long sustained drives on the offensive side of the ball, and defensively, they do a lot. They have a lot of stuff, and it's hard to defend all the formations they put out there without giving up something. So you try to do your best without giving up the run or trying to give up the deep pass or the quick screen or whatever it is you're throwing, and game plan it as best you can. And I think obviously the conditions are going to impact the passing game a little bit. So hopefully that's something that will slow them down a little bit. But it's, there's a lot to look at when you watch game film, and setting the edge, making sure that our defensive backs know where they're at with coverage, and whether it's cover 1 or cover 3, they know what they're doing. And I think at this point they've got a pretty good handle on it. So that's where we are, and that's what the game plan is: ball control and set the edge, and don't give up anything deep.
All right, sounds good. Best of luck. We'll talk to you on Monday for our final coaches show of the season, and it's hard to believe it's over.
It is. It's 9-week season is a long season, and I can't believe it's gone as quickly as it has. Way back in August, I think, wow, this is a long season, 9 games, and it's gone quickly.
All right. Have a great day. Good luck, and I'll see you Friday night.
Okay, thanks, Chris.